Hello friends, it is time for my second update about where I'm at with O2W, Order of the Written Word. My week last week, starting out on Sunday, I went to my favorite place to write in all of Montreal, which is the Next Door pub on Sherbrooke. They are a great little location, although unfortunately they have stopped making cauliflower wings, which is extremely disappointing. You have no idea. They were the best thing ever, and as a vegan, I like finding really good pub food, and I'm very sad it's gone, but very happy to write there still. It's, I don't know, I know a lot of people prefer coffee shops, but pubs just have the kind of atmosphere that I prefer, and I have done a lot of really, really good writing in pubs. So, you know, if it works, I'm gonna do it. We are caring for a couple cats right now. This is Oreo. He lies like this all the time, and even though he does it so many times during the day, I actually cannot get over it. I can't. I have been working out again. There are not many days in the week where I actually have time to do this. It's really hard to get in, but I have been doing it like at least 2 times a week. So that's a start. And I do yoga most days. I've missed a couple to yoga when I can't get to the gym. It's really tough, but I think that it is an important thing to do to keep your health up. And for me, I don't know if it's the same for everyone. I think it's the same for a lot of people. Yoga really helps in just shutting my brain off a bit, and going on the ARC trainer does too. And it's very hard for me to shut my brain off. So if I can get little moments like that in the day, that is a very positive thing. As you can see, I can't stop filming Montreal. The city at this time of year, the lighting and everything, it's my favorite. I love it. I also am almost finished with our Christmas book. All right, I'm finished the English version as much as I can possibly finish it. And speaking of calming yoga, you know, I love starting the day with yoga. It's just such a nice way to sort of get into things, center yourself. It's really just the best. All right, fast forward to Saturday this past weekend. We did our halfway there celebration right in. Yes, this is McKibben's. This is where we did our haunted meeting. There are 2 really great, well, there's more than 2 haunted pubs in Montreal, but there are 2 that are very much my stomping grounds. It's McKibben's and Hurley's. And we do our haunted pub crawl at these, also the pub Winston Churchill, but I just like the vibe of these old Irish pubs a bit better. They had really decorated for the holidays when we arrived. It was just so cozy and cute and nice. We had the upstairs space reserved for the order, and I loved it. It's going to look a little bit sparse just because it's a very large space, but with people sort of dropping in and out, I think we had 10 people in at a time, but probably like 12 total showed up, I think it was. Just getting some details here. This upstairs space is so cool. It even has a bookshelf door. They've cut books, so it's not full books in there, but it looks like, you know, a secret bookcase door. I love it so much. This is our little aerial view of some of the order members writing. It was really perfect because you have that whole atmosphere, but like of the old pub, and you can hear little bits of people downstairs, like the roar of the people, but it was very, very quiet up here. And there's my murder book. Then on that day we headed back. This is the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts. They've got a cool little like laser thing going on right now. There was a lot more, but I didn't want to take up minutes and minutes and minutes of this. So that evening when I got back, Ren on our Discord server was doing a workshop. There's my banner, my new banner for markets. I'm so happy with it. So I was at Ren's workshop here doing a bit of hosting. When I tell you I was dead by Sunday, I was dead by Sunday. My mom and I just wound up watching The Office for like hours. I literally could not do anything else. This was unfortunately Ren's last workshop. Otherwise, I would tell you you need to come to them, but I am going to try to get more planned with them soon. And there's Oreo again. Well, we are halfway through November, and this creature of a draft that I'm working on is only 1,262 words in. Normally, I would be at 30k words by now, but this has been a real learning experience for me. Sort of a practice what you preach type of moment. Since I'm always telling other people that this month should primarily be about habit building and the process and not necessarily reaching that precise word count. But what can I say? I am not easy on myself. From 2020 to 2023, I have always got in my 50k. But the big difference here is I'm not writing something that is purely fabricated this time. And the thing is, I had planned to just jump into writing without doing too much research. Just the initial foundation I would need to set of locations, a list of real people who would be involved, and of course to determine the actual mystery that is going to occur. But oh my god, is that difficult. An example, I will read you 2 paragraphs and then explain. The year was 1872, and John A. Macdonald was Prime Minister. That past summer, a Grand Trunk Railway Express passenger train from Toronto to Montreal had derailed near Shannonville, Ontario, killing 34. Well, to be specific, the train derailed and fell into the Salmon River. On impact, only 2 were killed, but the 32 others died when the train's boiler exploded, spraying the survivors with boiling water. At the time, Teddy's father had just returned from his morning constitutional and picked up a copy of the Gazette from the boy down the hill. The elder Sinclair slammed the paper down on the table, causing China to clatter, his wife to gasp, and Teddy's pencil to skid off the page to his deep frustration. The room, interrupted, turned its attention to the patriarch. So this is a pretty simple segment, but as I was writing this really simple segment, I realized, where would Teddy's father have gotten the news? Would it be in the paper? What paper was around at that time in Montreal? And what shops were around at that time in Montreal? So on and so on. Were pencils invented? A million little questions in the simplest of paragraphs. And this is still probably not 100% accurate. I plugged in what I could with the info that I could find, but I still need to go to the Montreal archives and find business listings for who would have been operating in Montreal in 1872. And also, just what they would have been doing, what the landscape was like. 1872 is a pretty different time to be writing in, and things are just endlessly coming up as I try to put words to paper. It's been fun though. I really love the research. I love learning about this city. And I think while this draft will take quite a while to get through, it'll be well worth it in the end for those who read it. It's just not the best project when embarking on a word count oriented challenge. And the best part here, of course, is that I am writing again. I feel like I haven't written all year. And while that's not the case, like I was saying, I think in my last video, I've actually written and published more pieces this year than I have ever before. But none of them are those mega novels that I'm used to. So I like being in that headspace again, even though it's a bit tough to break back into, especially with such a detailed project. On top of that, of course, I'm trying to manage running the challenge, events associated with that, our Christmas publication, get set up for markets, do plans with Haunted Montreal, the podcast, and oh yeah, my full-time job. I'm really looking forward to December. I feel like I say this every month that it's going to be a little more relaxed, but I have been doing a lot of prep and legwork to make sure that December is actually a little more relaxed than my usual months, especially the way October and November have been. While it will still be busy, there are some things that I'm just saying no to, and I hope for it to be a month of reflection and planning and just gearing up for 2025. I was actually up at 4:30 a.m. today and started plotting everything out, and I've already decided on every single video that I will be creating through the year, so that's a good chunk of progress. Oh, and before I start wrapping this up, I should let you know that I have a title for this project. My dark academia secret society mystery in 1870s Montreal is called A Covenant of Bones. Has a good ring to it, right? Alright, now before I go, just to let you know, I will not be running sprints this weekend. While I had planned to do so, we had a fairly last-minute acceptance to a market on Saturday and Sunday, so I will be pretty busy with all of that. But you can join me for sprints on Discord Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, and I will be sprinting next Saturday to wrap everything up from noon until 2. With that, do remember to join the Discord server if you have not already. Get your Keeper of the Written Word shirt before it's gone. Oh, and be sure to take a look at our sponsor, Scrivener, if you are looking for writing software to help you out during the challenge. When you join our server, you will get access to a 20% discount code. And by the way, if you know what FreeWrite is, that is another one of our amazing sponsors, and they are going to be doing a giveaway with us. So again, join the server and you'll be entered into a draw to win your own FreeWrite device, which has a value of, I think, $350 USD. So it's a pretty great prize. All right, if you have not subscribed already, please be sure to. Let me know in the comments below how you are doing with your writing this month. I will be back with another update next Monday, but until then, I hope that you are having a day that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye. Oh, yeah. People might be wondering what this shirt is. This is, it says, "Leave me alone." I wish I could wear this every time I go out in public, but, you know, it has to be washed sometimes. It's by my amazing friend, Chandra Ruff Stuff on Instagram. I don't know if she's actively selling anything right now. She does markets in Winnipeg sometimes, so it's a good one. It's one of my favorites.